Today I'll be replacing the door lock actuator motor and interior door handle on a 2007 H3 Hummer. This all started with the interior door handle not opening the door, but it would open from the outside door handle. And if I lock it from the inside, the door handle outside will not open the door. So the lock is working. It's the handle inside that doesn't work. So I need to take down the panel to see if I need a door handle or the cable unhooked somehow. I start by removing the bolt cover by the door handle. Then using a T10 star driver, I take off the star head bolt. And under this decorative cover on the door handle, there's two more bolts. Using the nylon tool, pry the cover off. Careful not to damage it, and unscrew the two bolts. Now the panel is only held on by clips around the edges, and I found an edge that could be pulled to start a gap to be able to insert the nylon bar to carefully unclip the rest all the way around the panel. Okay, now the panel is just hanging by the top track, but keep in mind that behind the panel there's wires going to the switches on this cluster by the armrest here, and there's two cables attached to the door handle. They go to the lock. So here's the two cables behind the handle, and you can see them going down inside the door into the lock. As I started removing the cables, I noticed the handle cable is broken at the end, and the handle itself was cracked where the cable end used to be inserted. Looks like I will need to replace handle end cable. So I hang the panel back on the track and take the switch panel out to unplug it. Take the panel away from the door slow and unplug the mirror harness. The door handle is definitely cracked, and the end of the cable that broke off was still in the handle. It's made real cheap. I also researched the cable and can't get it separate from the whole door lock actuator assembly. Either way, I need to take down the lock, and this is the piece that broke off the door handle. I'm taking the insulation off the door to get to the lock. The adhesive is reusable. It's very sticky, but needs to be taken off real slow not to rip the foam. I pull the wires through the slot and leave the end of the insulation stuck on the door not to lose the alignment. Now take the 3 T10 star screws off the lock assembly and unbolt the 10mm bolt here. Now that the whole lock assembly is loose, I need to unclip the two rods that go to the key lock and the handle. This is where you really need to get creative. There's a slot on top of the door where you can use a flashlight to see where the rods are clipped. This is the rod clipped on the key lock, and this one is clipped to the exterior door handle. To get better lighting and access, I decided to take the exterior door handle off. Behind this rubber cap here, there's a bolt that holds the thumb rest. Carefully take it out so it won't fall inside the door. Then slightly lifting the handle with one hand and lightly tap the handle towards the other end, and it will be free to pull away from the door. From the bolt access hole by the door jamb, you can see the ends of both rods. So by pushing the rod and pulling the other end with the arm inside the door, I was able to unclip them.
Okay.
Before taking the lock out, I need to reroute the cables on the inside of the window track here. And now it should come out. Unplug the harness by unclipping with a flat screwdriver. And here's the cable that you can't buy separately. That is a joke. Alright, let's install the new door handle on the panel by inserting it from the inside of the panel and put back the 4 screws. Now we move on to installing the new lock in the door. The first thing is to plug the harness. Then slowly start making your way inside the door, making sure the rods are upright. Once it's lined up with the 3 holes, insert the 3 star screws. But leave them loose until the 10mm bolt is also inserted. And then tighten the 3 star screws first, and finally the bolt. Don't forget to put the 2 cables on the outside of the window track. That's very important. Reinsert the rods in the clips. This is a little tedious, but with patience, it's doable. Use the screwdriver to hold the clip while you push the rod into the clip, but gently because the clips are plastic. Now I can reinstall the outside door handle, and don't forget the rubber gasket. Then insert the left side into the slot inside the door and insert the right side at the same time. Once in place, tap in gently till you hear the click. Now bolt in the thumb rest part of the handle. Do not over tighten it. Try the door by opening and closing a few times. And now I can put back the rubber cap. Before sticking the insulation back, insert the wire harness through the slot. Then line up the holes to the clip on the door. The adhesive should stick back in without a problem. Now, while holding the panel, plug in the mirror harness. The other 2 plugs go inside the armrest for now. Then insert the 2 cables to the back of the lock and door handle.
And put this slot down in the slot, slide it in, and then put it through this slot. Important, same thing to the top, slide it in through the slot here, then make it go around and then push it into this slot.
While the panel is hanging on top of the slot, I installed the window and lock control wire plugs there. Now make sure the panel is lined up on the top and the clips on the door panel line up with the holes in the door, and push them in starting from the top of the panel, working your way around the panel. Once they are in, we screw in the star bolt by the door handle and put back the decorative plastic cap. And 2 other screws by the armrest handle. Clip the cover back in. And the installation of the lock and interior handle is complete. I hope this helps someone out there, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And see the links for the parts and tools used in this video in the description. And you all have a great day.